Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. I am Matthew Heines. I am an author and a teacher. I have a bachelor's degree in history from Washington State University, and I have a master's degree in education from the University of Alaska. As most of you know, last Wednesday, March 22nd, 2017, I appeared on Project Camelot with Carrie Cassidy to talk about my book, Deceptions of the Ages, Mormons, Freemasons, and Extraterrestrials. It was my intent to explain one of the main premises of this book, that the Latter-day Saints, or the Mormons, and the Freemasons are two belief systems who believe in extraterrestrial civilizations and have known about them for some time. Since the interview, I have received so much feedback, both positive and negative, from the interview that I feel obligated to explain a few things about why we did the interview in the first place. Once I'm finished, I'm going to list a few of the comments that were posted on YouTube that, more than anything, will help you to understand why there will never be any kind of ET or alien civilization disclosure to the general public. The first problem with the interview was the citation process. Many people who follow the ET phenomenon do not understand how evidence must be cited when making a claim. If I were to start making claims about what is true and what I believe, I am no longer an objective observer, and I will never be taken seriously as a scholar or researcher. Because I was asked not to look at my notes for the interview, it was very hard for me to make assertions without a reference to cite. Problem 2. Carrie and I are more the same than different. Carrie established Project Camelot for the same reason I wrote Deceptions of the Ages. We want to educate people. Project Camelot allows people in the government to disclose what they know about secret government, ETs, etc., etc. Most of this information is based on word-of-mouth testimony and eyewitnesses. Carrie has taken that information and used it to describe her view of the universe. Obviously, I have done the same thing with Deceptions of the Ages. Instead of using people, I use historical accounts to educate people. Problem 3. Us versus them. It was very hard to see and very sad to see how people misunderstood the dialogue between two intelligent people and how it could somehow be turned into an us versus them situation. Through the interview, I was surprised to see that Carrie and I actually share many of the same views and the same knowledge, which was amazingly refreshing and made the interview much easier to do. So how people came out with an idea that somehow we were arguing or whatever, we were more like two scholars just finding out what information the other one had. Problem 4. 5,000 years of history. In Deceptions of the Ages, I have a 20-plus page bibliography for sources cited. This book covers civilization starting in the Indus River Valley and Sumer and goes all the way to the modern era. It covers the rise of Christianity. It covers the Bible. It covers the Book of Mormon. It covers the rise of Freemasons, modern physics, extraterrestrial science, the rise of the Latter-day Saint Church, as well as modern banking. With such an extensive bibliography, it was very difficult to do an interview without being able to refer to my original sources. It was also extremely difficult to prepare for an interview where I didn't know what the questions would be for a book that I published 7 years ago. Problem number 5. Too many know-it-alls. Prior knowledge. From the list of comments you will see next, I hope you can understand why full disclosure will never happen. For most human beings, it is too difficult and painful to unlearn something that explains our place in the universe. It is much easier to ridicule and debase something or someone we don't understand, because that gives us credibility within our own herd. The government, the corporations, and the politicians all know this. Don't worry about other people. Teach yourself. Read Deceptions of the Ages, Mormons, Freemasons, and Extraterrestrials. It's as close to disclosure as you're ever going to get.